It's very muddy. I think he's waiting for Paul to tell him everything's.
Okay, I will call the May 20th, 2025 Lanesville Community School Board of Trustees meeting to session. The first item is a Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members, you have received the agenda in advance of tonight's meeting. You have had time to review, research, and consider the matters to be voted on tonight. Board members, do you have any questions or concerns to be addressed before we proceed?
None at this time. Nope.
The next item is the approval of minutes from the April 15th, 2025 board meeting. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 15, 2025 board meeting.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. The next item is number 4, the approval of claims for the month of May. Could I get a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the claims for the month of May.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next item is the principal's report.
Hello, everyone. It's hard to believe that it is the last week. And just to throw some excitement in, the last week I was also selected for jury duty. So I have been on a trial the last 2 days. And if you've never experienced that, can't talk about it till tomorrow or till the trial ends. And my daughter's getting married this weekend. So just like in the honor. So anyway, so whenever you think you're stressed, just look my way, help me take a deep breath. But anyway, it's just been very eventful. So thank you. And thank you for everyone that has helped to just make it through the last 2 days. But last week I attended the PTSO meeting, the last meeting of the year, and they had a procedure that I thought was pretty cool. At the end of the year, they take time to look at each event that they've done all year. And when they do that, they take a look and they talk about the profit, they talk about the attendance, they talk about the challenges, and then they talk about the celebrations. And I just thought, what a really cool way to take a look at my first year as a principal here at Lanesville. And so I know that it has been a learning curve and there's been a lot of new, and with that comes a lot of patience and a lot of questions and a lot of learning. And I think a lot of that has happened this year. But when I came, I really had 2 goals that I really wanted to achieve this year. And that was to provide a consistent school schedule, to offer more supports for our teachers and students, and then also to provide guidance lessons and counseling services to our kids, because we just hadn't been doing that consistently in the last couple of years. And so when I look back, we just really have so much to celebrate. It has been such a great opportunity to see our schedule and how that's provided opportunities for more common planning time for a lot of grade levels, still work to do, and also just consistency for special ed services, high ability services for our students. So I just think that it's just a lot to celebrate. We've started a win block, a what I need block. We've had data meetings and PLC meetings, which have really tried to foster that collaboration and teachers talking about our work, talking about student data and what we want to do next. And so I'm super excited to have that opportunity. We also successfully, every single week, have had guidance lessons. So every single elementary kiddo has had guidance lessons every other week. That always comes with a cost. There's only so many minutes in our day, but it has just been an honor to work with Samantha Steele and Candace Kalen to make sure that we're helping our kids not just academically, but to just be good humans and to be able to learn to work together, to persevere, to have grit. When things don't go your way or there's something new put in front of you, how do you embrace that challenge and how do you grow? So it's been just a great opportunity. I also really have, it's been a learning curve and just to meet so many people. I'm still working on it. I love the events that we have so that we can get to know families. The field trips this month have brought so many different people in, and it's just been great to kind of see that end of the year wrap up. We've got several events coming up. We've got Field Day and Awards Day, and I just think we have a lot to celebrate as we go out to the end of the year. Today, our 6th grade students had a chance to meet the 7th grade team and to take a tour. So they're super excited to, pass to the big kid side. And in addition, we have kindergarten students that are coming in, and we have parents that are new to Lanesville, and for the first time they're calling. And I can remember that as a mom, even though my oldest is getting married this weekend, it's just so bittersweet. I can remember those moments of the first time she went to school and the uncertainty and the questions and the excitement. And so we've been fielding a lot of those phone calls lately as well. There's so many great things that our school has to offer in our community, and I'm excited to kind of bring all of that together for year 2. And I just want to thank everybody. I know it has not been a perfect year, but it has been a great year in so many ways. And I hope that we continue to work together to build relationships, to celebrate these kids that do great things, to celebrate our teachers. And I just want to thank everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. Last full week of school. I'm excited. Everybody's excited. The kids are excited. As much as they enjoy being at school. I remember Dr. Apple saying at the beginning of when I first got hired on, I started in July. He said, he's like, the best time here is when the kids are in the building because the kids truly are excited to be here. And I was like, yeah, right. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they actually do. The kids love being at school. We had Staff Appreciation Week a couple weeks ago. The PTSO did an amazing job. I mean, there was like food every day. There was gifts. There was all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was unbelievable. Every day there was something like big ticket item stuff. Last week we had prom, also very amazing at the Calumet Club. Thanks to the teachers who helped chaperone: Jason Hudson, Megan Hodge, Audrey Brown, Kyle Brown, Tom Sinix. The after prom was also incredible. We had tons of food, pizza, sandwiches, ice cream, cotton candy maker, games, just nonstop stuff. And I think that is awesome to have the community step up to give our kids a safe place to go on prom night where they can play games and have fun and win money and prizes. That was awesome. Should I speak up? Is that what you said?
No. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm a distraction.
Graduation practices are happening this week, which means we're getting close to the end. These kids are doing awesome. It's exciting to see the seniors finishing up. I know that they're graduating from Lanesville, and so I know most of these seniors well. I've built relationships over this past year, and they are all ready to go out into the world and be a part of this society. So I'm thankful for that. Graduation also means that my first year as a principal is wrapping up. I've had a great first year getting to know everyone, and I'm excited to get started this summer with a little bit of quiet in the office so that I can just settle in and get some work done. And then lastly, we had a Washington, D.C. band trip. I kind of mentioned this at the last board meeting, but we were just getting back from it. And I just wanted to say again, our kids, everywhere we went, people would come up to us, all the chaperones. They would come up and they would say how awesome our kids were, how well behaved our kids were. And just to speak a little bit about that, Heather Perkins kind of initiated the trip. The kids all had a great time, but I brought in 2 students, Isaac Crawford and Bobby Clark, to kind of speak on their experience, just a little bit about that trip, to let everybody know kind of things that they had learned and hopes for the future of those programs. I will yield the rest of my report time over to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isaac Crawford. I am a sophomore at Lanesville Junior High School, and I play the saxophone for the Lanesville High School Band. And this past semester, we had an amazing opportunity to be able to go to Washington, D.C. and play for the music festival. And we had the experience to witness in person our great American history. And as we walked through Washington, D.C., we grew closer together, and we've built bonds together that are unbreakable. And a couple of those activities that we got to witness was the Ford's Theater, where Abraham Lincoln died and got assassinated. We went to Arlington and witnessed the changing of the guard. And we saw the Union Station and all the monuments there. And we took a tour of the Capitol building and the Library of Congress. The main focus, though, of this trip, yes, was the music festival, but like I mentioned earlier, was bonding and being with each other throughout the trip. And while during the music festival that we took part in, we had a judge come up to us, and he helped us. He helped us with things we had to work on. We also brought back 2 beautiful trophies. One was for our ability to play. We got 3rd place. But the most important trophy that we got here is the Spirit Award. And the reason why that one is the most important is because Lanesville, when we got there, brought the most spirit. And we brought the most charismatic people on earth in one big stage. And it went well. Our band has said to have treated everyone with respect, and we all treated everyone with respect. But this next school year, Paige's music, which was originally Conrad's music, has shut down. Not shut down, excuse me. It has been reported that recruitment for schools in the area have been gone down 45%. And there are many factors to this, but as Lanesville, we are a focal point, and we want to keep our spirits up. And one way we want to keep the band going and not let that 45% affect us is every 2 years have a trip to learn about America's history and attend more music festivals. Although we are not able to give the board an exact date that is announced for 2027, future band members and current band members, this will affect us positively, and this can bring us together, and this has been a wonderful opportunity. It's all you, Bobby.
How many people were at the competition, or how many bands were at the
It
competition?
was about, yeah, because I don't know that one.
There was 12 different groups that were performing, and there was 3 bands that were there, but there was a bunch of different groups. But the groups that were there have been going there for about 12 years, so they've been used to this stuff for example. So we did very well, and our scores were very high. We really were neck and neck with those groups.
My name is Bobby Clark. I am a senior at this school. I will be graduating this Friday, and I've been going here ever since I've been in kindergarten. I can say that ever since 6th grade bands, it's been different in a better way, because when I joined band in 6th grade, that's when I truly felt that I was part of the community. I used to be one of the kids that would walk in, attend class, and leave school, thinking not much of it, but I didn't necessarily understand the community and the support through Lanesville until I really joined the band. A few years later, COVID happened, and it was a terrible thing. And oddly enough, band class was the only class that felt somewhat normal. We would perform in the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we would all be 6 feet apart and not wearing our masks. However, it was that first period of the day that almost made us feel like we were kind of normal. Obviously, things wouldn't change until a few more years later when Miss Perkins first joined the school. Now, trying to readjust back to normal life after COVID was difficult enough, and then having such a huge change within the school was the last thing that students really wanted. However, I can say this, the one thing that we did not really expect, but we are more than grateful of happening, is towards the end of the year of Miss Perkins' first year here, we saw huge major improvement, not only within ourselves, but within the band. We went from being a high school band to being the Lanesville High School band. We've gone up, traveled with the girls team, didn't bring home 2 trophies, but they did, but we went up there in support of them. We went to Washington, D.C. and brought home 2 trophies. And over these past 3 years with Miss Perkins, I can definitely tell from being in 6th grade all the way up until senior year, the band has only just been growing. And with each trip, it's new memories that are waiting to just be made. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm unfortunately at the end of it, but there are kids that are obviously younger than me and that are able to go on more trips than me. And that would be the most great thing, because when we went to DC, I thought of it just as a Washington, D.C. trip. I hear about different schools doing it all the time. I didn't really realize it was a competition until we got there, but I kind of should have realized knowing it was just the entire band. But with the entire band, we have a relationship that I would say rivals the connection that a sports team would have. We, over the past few years, have definitely grown closer. I now have friends that I will never lose connections with that I didn't think I'd ever make. I have new memories that I didn't think I'd ever have. The Lanesville Band has given me many opportunities for myself as well. I will be attending U of L Music, and I've been accepted into some of the biggest music universities in the United States. And I can confidently say it is through the support and help of Miss Perkins. She is definitely a role model that the bandmates all look up to. She is someone that you can rely on, and she is someone that cares. And I honestly think that someone who just cares, it might be the bare minimum, but I think just caring in itself is already enough. And props to Mr. Miller as well, Principal Miller. He joined us on the band trip, and obviously throughout the year, the entire school has learned about Principal Miller and just a nice down-to-earth guy he is, but I think the band really saw more of that. They saw someone that they can also look up to, someone that they can relate to possibly, because he was also a band kid in high school. He was one of us. But I can say with the continuation of future band trips, I won't be able to attend them, but I really hope that future students and my friends will be able to attend them, because they definitely are moments that have helped us change our lives for the better and grow for the better. Thank you for your time.
You guys remember, Bobby was the Jimi Hendrix Experience at the ball games, and now, Bobby, you're going to go into music education.
Yes.
Be a teacher, right?
Awesome. Yep.
Bless your heart. Good for you. That's admirable right there, and I think you'll be fine. I really do. So good for you. And Isaac, thank you too as well. You guys did a great job.
And he made a promise that he was going to come back and play the national anthem next year.
All right.
Okay. All right, next up is superintendent report.
Yeah, and I'm going to continue the theme of the night a little bit here, of celebrating our kids and our students and everything that they do. We spend a lot of time in these meetings talking about adults and adult issues and adult problems, and it's nice and refreshing to hear from some kids. And I don't know if you can hear behind me or not, but there are a lot of robotics kids. They do a fantastic job. Hopefully in a minute, everybody will go out and kind of see what they're doing as well. But it is refreshing to spend a little more time on some kids and celebrating what the kids do, and a little bit less time on the adults. First thing I'd like to mention is this Friday is graduation at 6:00 here in the gym. Just to highlight some things from 7 o'clock in the gym. 7.
Everybody will be on time.
I'm going to share some statistics with our graduating class. The first one might sound a little underwhelming, but when we get to the end of it, it'll all make a little more sense. We got 66 kids in this graduating class. 11 of those seniors received an academic honors diploma to go with their core 40. 3 seniors received technical honors, and for academic honors, that's 16.6% of our kids. The state average is 29.5%, but you'll see where it makes up for it here in a minute. Technical honors, we've got 3 seniors, which is 4.5% of the graduating class. The state average is 3.3%. What we have a lot more than anybody else around us and throughout the state are kids that are receiving both the academic and the technical honors. And so when you heard our academic honors, you heard 16.6%. The state average was 29.5% because we've got a lot of our kids that get both. We've got about 50% of each graduating class that goes through Prosser. Very high academic achieving group of students. We've got 17 students that are receiving both the academic and the technical honors, which is over a quarter of the entire class, 25.8%. The state average is 5.2%. So where our academic honors seemed kind of low, that's only because our kids were getting both. And we blew the state average out of the water. Of our 66 graduating seniors, 60 of them have at least 3 college credits moving forward. We'll have a number of kids, Bobby probably being one of them, that'll walk into college as a sophomore or beyond. I'm always amazed every year a kid comes back after their first year and they say, well, I'll graduate next year. I've only got 1 more year to go. Like, son of a gun. I mean, it took some of us a long time to get through. Just a testament to what we do here at Lanesville. We get caught up in all kinds of adult things all the time. When you're here and you can walk the halls and you see the kids, and there are 2 of them right there, and there's some more sprinkled out here. I see little Miss Hess out there. They're everywhere. When you see that, you know why we're here. And if we can focus on those kids, it truly is amazing. And the things that they can do for a school our size is phenomenal. And again, we'll talk about robotics here in a minute, and Mr. Kramer will go through all that, and they've got it set up for school our size. Phenomenal what we're doing. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a little video I'm going to show you as well. We're very, very fortunate to work with our county government and our Harrison County Community Foundation. There is a program, a safety program called Centegics. It is starting to populate across the country. Meade County is the first one in our area that utilized it. What it is it gives every employee a badge and has a button. And if you click this button 3 times, it alerts every administrator in the corporation, and it gives on their phone exactly where they need to go. If you click it 8 times, and really you're not going to count 8, you're just going to start clicking it. That's if you have a real emergency. That will immediately alert dispatch. It will send messages to these screens. They will install red flashing lights throughout the campus, and it will also tap into the PA system. And you'll see here in a little bit on what Meade County has done, and you can visualize it here on our campus. What that does immediately is that puts the entire facility in a lockdown. It's not just for violence, as you'll see with Meade County and what we've had here a few times and what I've dealt with in my career. You also have sometimes medical emergencies. If a kid has a seizure, if somebody has a heart attack, if you have a kid, and what you'll see at Meade County, a young man was outside playing football and they went down. Any of those things, and it reaches out to the soccer field, to the baseball field, any of those things will immediately alert dispatch. We don't have to worry about bad cell service. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We are very, very fortunate here in Harrison County that all of us, not just the 3 corporations, but the 2 private schools as well, St. Joe's and St. John's, believe that this is a very, very important issue. We're very fortunate to work with the Harrison County Community Foundation, who through a grant is paying for the installation, not just at Lanesville, but every school in the county, including the private schools, and the first year of service. County government has also picked up our SRO, so thank you, Mr. Hussong. But what that allows us to do then is to free up school safety grants so we can continue to fund this at about $19,000 a year. But for the immediate safety that it provides, well worth it. And so right now I'm going to show that video, and so you guys can visualize what it looks like at Meade County. And we went over throughout the county, administrators went and looked at what was there. They gave us a demonstration, and they gave us some testimonials. If you remember, about a year ago at this point in time down in Georgia, there was a school shooting. They had just installed this program about a week or 2 prior. and they really credited that as well for the immediate response that they got.
See it? I can't see.
Staff members are wearing in Meade County schools.
WDRB's Katrina Nichols shows us how the push of a button can trigger a police response in the event of an active shooter or any emergency in just seconds. Teachers and staff walking the hallways of Meade County schools will now all be wearing these badges. This way, when a situation occurs and help is needed, a teacher can click this button 3 times and help will be on the way within seconds. That's like placing a silent 911 call. When a situation with a student arose last week in Meade County Schools, I heard a teacher yell out when someone pushed their buttons. Teacher Michelle Miller and other staff used their Centegix Crisis Alert badges for help. We had great advocacy with this tech. It's like, I've been here 18 years, and that just does not happen. I mean, that's the quickest response I've ever seen. That is an example of the staff alert used for something like medical emergency or a fight. With just 3 clicks, this nondescript badge can tell administrators, school resource officers, nurses who press the button and exactly where they are, down to the room number. Meade County Schools is the first in Kentucky to use this kind of technology.
We just empowered over 600 teammates to respond to everyday situations and worst-case scenarios.
If a campus-wide lockdown is necessary in the event of an active shooter, staff will click 8 times.
Attention, please.
Initiating this PA announcement.
We are in a lockdown situation.
And in seconds, administrators are notified by phone, police are dispatched.
Clear the halls.
Teachers' monitors will pop up this lockdown warning,
Get behind a locked door. Await further instruction.
and red flashing lights installed all over buildings will go off.
This is not a drill. Remain in this safe position until an all clear is given.
Before installing the technology, taking those steps would have taken seconds, possibly minutes. Now Meade County schools can notify an entire campus with just 8 clicks.
Seconds matter in life-threatening situation. This would cut minutes off of the ability for our campus to go into lockdown.
The technology relies on its own network, meaning if the district's Wi-Fi is down or cell service is out, it will still work. 2 private companies and an alum are covering the district's contract, therefore not costing the school district a penny.
It is peace of mind. It truly is.
In Meade County with photojournalist Josh Horton, Katrina Nickel, WDRB News.
Mary.
And so, as you guys can see, that is just another added layer of security for our staff and our students. And we are very, very fortunate to have the cost of that picked up by the Community Foundation for the installation and the entire first year. That work will start this summer. We are being told that countywide in every school and school corporation, that work will be finished by the end of the first quarter. So we are very, very much looking forward to that. Here later on, I will ask you guys to sign into a memorandum of understanding that every other corporation and school are signing into as well. And then that will get passed on to Mike Kurz, who is the EMA director, and then on to the foundation. Second thing I just want to draw your attention to, you'll see later on the agenda, there is I'm asking for the creation of a second RTI coordinator position. That falls in line with what Miss Bethany Miller does now. What we have seen through the years is an increase in AP testing. We've joined up with AP TIP. We recognize that we've got about a quarter of our kids are high ability. We've seen an increase in some special populations. We've seen all of our title programs become more difficult and complex. We've got a new assistant principal coming on board with us, and Ms. Smith, that's currently here, working very diligently on PBIS to get that going. They'll work with them. And so what we recognize is we've got Miss Miller, who has been working her tail end off, burning the candle at both ends, really doing the job of two by herself. We know that some grant writing can be lumped in with that as well. And so this truly would be an addition of a teacher to cover either the title programming and some of those things, or the high ability and AP, plus all the other hodgepodge things that go in. Testing coordinator for the corporation, that's becoming more and more intense. And so we really need that second position so we can do it correctly. And again, we know we've got a large, and I've heard from parents, both in a parent group that I currently meet with, and we've heard from the past, and even here in school board meetings. We've got about a quarter of our kids that are identified as high ability in either one or both categories that we need to provide more services for as well. So these things will help us in that. This is a position that will directly impact students and the academic needs of students on some of our special populations. And so just know that that is the background of that when that comes to you, what that looks like a little bit later on. The next thing I want to draw your attention to is agenda item number 16. What that is we are accepting a donation from an endowment that was created initially back in 2000. Then it lapsed, then it was recreated. Never really utilized, at least in recent times. It fell into, not Trust Indiana. Dustin, what's it called? Indiana Unclaimed. So we had to petition to the state to get the money out of that back into the endowment. It has just been sitting there for years and years and years, untouched. The amount of that is $41,000 and change. What that money then will be earmarked to, it is being donated from the endowment to the corporation. What it will be earmarked for are really two different things. Again, PBIS initiatives for our students, and that's positive behavior intervention strategies. A lot of the things for our kids that do exceptionally well, which here at Lanesville, that's most of our kids that make good grades, our kids that show up on time, our kids that are here every day, they do the right thing, they help people. Those little things that you want to recognize them with, whether it be a trip, a movie, whatever that incentive might be. Big chunk of that money will go to that on both the elementary and the high school side. And then the rest of it will go for teacher supplies to help make sure that they've got what they need in their classrooms or for their programs. And so we know that money, again, that was with Indiana Unclaimed, it's coming back to the endowment and being donated to the school corporation, and it will directly impact students in those areas and teachers in those areas. And so just kind of background on what that is and where that is coming from. And then the last thing I want to bring to everybody's attention, the date is not hammered down yet. As soon as it is, we'll put it on the website and email it out to all the families, either on the 2nd or 3rd of June or the 9th of June, once they get the finalization from Duke Energy hammered out. A representative from PSG, I will host them. They will come for a public meeting. And that way the public, if they've got any additional questions on the solar project we're doing, we know that taxes are being cut, property taxes, significantly. We know that we're losing our local income tax in 2028. The economic forecast for not just school corporations, we made out better than most. We are the only entity that really stayed whole. Everything else pretty much got cut. But we know that we're losing on the ADM side. We know we're losing money on property tax side. This will directly impact that. It will allow us to keep more money in education, transfer less over into operations, cut our electricity bills. But there are a lot of questions about that. And so on one of those 3 dates, they've got to hammer that out. As soon as they get it from Duke, they'll let me know. We will push that out. There will be a public meeting hosted by me. It is not a school board meeting. It's a superintendent's meeting where they come. But it will give the public a chance to ask any of those questions that I am not smart enough to answer. But you can get it from them directly. But as soon as that is hammered out, I talked with them again today, that will be pushed out through our website and pushed out through Parent Square to all parents. And so just be on the lookout for that. Any questions?
Okay, the next is a PTSO report. Jessica's walking up.
My report is super simple this month. We wrapped up a wonderful school year with the Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week earlier this month. I think that they did all feel appreciated. They all enjoyed the week. As Mr. Miller said, they got lots of fabulous lunches, lots of fabulous desserts from the High School Student Council, and some fun and interesting gifts, we hope. This is my last report to you as PTSO president. I would now introduce the new PTSO president, Lauren Teeter. She's going to be a great leader, and I can't wait to see the plans for the PTSO in the upcoming years. Thanks, Jessica.
Thanks, Jessica.
Okay, next on the agenda is public comments related to agenda items only. Public participation policy will be in place. The first up is Susan White. Okay. Let me mark that. Okay, Doug Burbank. Huh? Same. Okay, Stephanie Jacoby. Okay. So you don't want to speak it now, or okay? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Thought you might be out in the hallway. Okay, the next is Jennifer Quick Cook. Okay. And then Brian Cook. Okay. Any other comments related to agenda items? Okay, the next up is the Robotics Club recognition.
Sorry, I'm not sure a lot of you can hear them out there, but they're obviously a very spirited group. When you think of Indiana, you think of basketball, corn, and soybeans. But what if I told you that on March 22nd, there were 1,900 students from 320 plus teams gathered at the Indiana State Fairgrounds for the 2025 Indiana Robotics State Championship? That is presented by Tech Point Foundation for Youth, which is important to us right now because the things they're using out there were part of a grant that we received when I came last year, and then the board that they're using out there was thanks to the PTSO last year. So that's a big part of that. That event draws nearly 10,000 spectators for an action-packed day of competition, creativity, and teamwork, and resulted in 55 teams heading to Dallas, Texas for the World Championships. As the nation's largest robotics state championship, it highlights the incredible talent and problem-solving skills of Indiana's young innovators. So I'm going to take an opportunity real quick to thank some people, and then I'll bring them in for just a minute and recognize the students that you hear out there. Mrs. McLean was huge for me this year. She stepped up and joined me, in particular with the fourth graders, and that's the group that you hear out there. So her commitment to that group was huge for me. Mr. Bridges, who I wrangled one day, walked in the hallway and said, come in and check them out. So thank you for being willing to come and hear them and see them. Mr. Dustin, I'm going to get your last name wrong, Crawhorn, for all his help. He's answered all my emails about grants and helping get a fund set up for me, and said, what's your goal? And he accepts my pie in the sky dreams of what my goal is. Mr. Schickel and Dr. Apple for working with Dustin to get us a fund up and going, and Mrs. Bethany Miller for her dedication and all her hard work, because she's also helping me a lot with some grants. And then finally, Mrs. Smith for stopping in and being supportive, Dr. Holder for always listening again to my grand ideas and helping me figure out ways to fundraise, and Mr. Miller because he listens to Mrs. McLean's crazy plans and gets me in there with them. This year we had 15 fourth graders, 12 fifth and sixth graders. 5 of those fifth and sixth graders were new to us this year. The other 7 were with me last year. We had a total of 26 students participate. We had one 7th grader who came back this year because he had so much fun last year and helped me out. His sister was in there with us, but Dean Engelman came back and helped me out. We met for about 9 weeks, obviously with January being what January was. We missed some meetings, And our club culminated with a competition where our students were able to showcase what they learned in front of their parents, peers, and their teachers. The theme this year was ocean science exploration. It consisted of 5 labs. They did sensor delivery, data discovery, volcano deposit, mission relocation, and ocean science exploration competition. The program's VEX Go, and it allows students to engage in authentic collaborative problem solving. They use these skills and they're implemented in a series of stages in which new and progressively more difficult challenges are introduced, giving students time to build their skills as they move through the stages of competition. Throughout the program, students worked cooperatively to build the competition robot, create shared strategy for the competition, and practice their teamwork skills. They practice communication skills, learn to deal with adversity, which you will see a lot because 3 of the 4 are popping apart, and they're used to that, and they deal with it. And they understand that things didn't always go as planned, but you talk about a positive group that just didn't let anything get them down. They were amazing. They're given a base robot design and then build instructions, and then they modify those as they experience struggles and obstacles. So kind of where we want to go, we've applied for 2 separate grants in hopes of expanding our robotics club in the future. We applied for a Samtech Cares grant to hope to get some things into the classroom that Mrs. McLean can use in the junior high and high school with her computer science courses. And we've also applied through the Indiana Robotics Competition Grant for a competition program that would allow us to meet our goal of 3 competitive teams next year, 2 of which would be an elementary team and 1 would be a middle school team. And that team hopefully would be able to travel around and compete against other schools with a more sophisticated robot than what you'll see out here. And all of that to say our goal is to be in Indianapolis next year, competing with the other teams across the state. So, but I had Violet Bear, my 4th graders were Violet Baird, Jude Carroll, Easton Cardy, Ryland Dodson, Will Garlock, Harper Hess, Hannah Hodge, Matilda Hain, Russell Lind, Billy Paisley, Vigil Mayo, I never get his name right, Isaac Petoskey, Gemma Schneider, Effie Stumler, and James Wills. And then my 5th and 6th graders were Eden Baird, Colton Blevins, Ashton Cox, Meldon Eng, Sada Engelman, Harrison Graff, Quinn Holdridge, Sean Harrell Ramirez, Lily Jacoby, Sophia Price, Abby Shireman, and Matthew Simcoe. And then, of course, Dean was with us as well. So if the board will allow, they're set up and would love to show you. And you all are welcome to step out there for a minute, I hope so, and see what they've done. And I promised them they wouldn't have to talk in here, but they may talk to you out there and let them know what they did.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
It is
For the conference title.
the Thursday, Teacher Day. Yes.
Sweating.
Liability enrichment contracts, along with some thunder.
Thunder.
Could I get a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the high ability enrichment contracts.
And I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. The next item is number 11, the approve this new summer school contracts. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion. We approve new summer school contracts.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, how many are we putting out new contracts for summer school?
I mean, I can count them.
Approximately
Looks like 6. It's like 6.
6. Okay. Thank you.
Did I get a second on that? Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 12 is complete the conflict of interest form for Lynn Powers regarding James Powers. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
And before you do that, just for knowledge, and this is something I do as well, and a lot of people throughout the state do. Both Ms. Powers and Ms. Smith have spouses that coach in the corporation or substitute teach from time to time. And so anytime that you have anything like that, no matter what the position is, whether it's a bus driver, substitute teacher, or a coach, you fill one of these out. Their spouses were coaching in the corporation before they were board members, but you still need to do it.
I just put them together.
I make a motion that we complete the conflict of interest form for Lynn Powers regarding James Powers. As long as Lynn fills it out.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 13, complete the conflict of interest form for Tara Smith regarding Robert Smith and Donna Velker. Could I have a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, number 14 is next. Approve the purchase of curricular materials for grades K through 8 LEA in the amount of $134,558.33. Could I have a motion second to approve?
I'll make the motion. We approve the purchase of curricular materials for English language arts and grades K through 8.
And I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 15, approve the purchase of a combi electric oven for $26,015.
And what this before you guys move further, what this is the oven back in the cafeteria. This thing feeds 750 kids a day, every day for years and years and years. Miss Sandy and her crew work their tail end off, and they are trying to limp through the year with a piece of equipment that is really, really struggling. There's really no fixing. We've tried to put Band-Aids on it for a while. It just completely needs replaced, and so that's what that is.
I talked to her today. She said the thing's shot. So, and she's like Dr. Apple said, she's piecing it together to get through. So,
Can I have a motion and a second to approve?
I make a motion. We approve the the Combi electric oven for $26,015.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 16, approval of the donation of $41,372.71 from the Lanesville Community School Corporation Endowment. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve that donation of $41,000 from the endowment fund.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the disposal of the following items: 4 nursing clinic beds in the high school, 5 sets of crutches, 1 wooden desk, 8 broken lockers in the elementary, 5th and 6th grade classrooms, 2 metal carts, 3 metal cabinets, 1 filing cabinet, 1 broken teacher chair, Falcon steamer from cafeteria, 10 student chairs, 6 student chairs, 4 floor jacks, 1 cherry picker, and 1 metal dolly. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the disposal.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, the next item is approve the disposal of the following items from the technology department. They are listed. I'm not going to read each of them. There's about 12. Everybody can see them. Could I have a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make a motion, we approve the disposal of those items listed here from the tech department.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Now we will have the second reading of the following policies, proposed LCSC policies, which is the 7,000s, the 8,000s, and the 9,000s. The 7,000s are property, the 8,000s are operations, the 9,000s are relations.
Are we going to do all those at one time?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That was just a reading. Item 20 is approve the above listed proposed LCSC policies, which are the 7,000s, the 8,000s, and 9,000s. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the resignation of Donna Butler as study hall monitor effective 5/31/2025. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Donna's done a great job over the years. Just wanted to say that to her. She's done a great job in that position. And I know she's going to be a sub, which is good too. So that'll be good too. So as soon as we approve it. Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the hiring of Donna Butler as substitute teacher starting for the 2025-2026 school year. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion to hire Donna Butler as a substitute teacher for the next school year, 25-26.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the resignation of Bethan Pippin at the end of the school year.
And that is a science position. She teaches science at the senior high school.
Can I get a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the resignation of Beth Ann Pippin.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approved to hire Lauren Bashman and Elizabeth Morrison as full-time custodians. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion, we hire those two people as new full-time custodians.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 25, approve the transition of K through 12 assistant principal position to the K through 6 assistant principal. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the transition of the K through 12 assistant principal position to a K through 6 assistant principal.
I'll second.
And Ms. Smith will be staying in that position.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve Audrey Brown as the 7 through 12 assistant principal.
I'll make a motion, we approve Audrey Brown as 7-12 assistant principal.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Ms. Brown, the podium is yours.
Oh, no, she's going to say something. I'm
And
She's going to say, despite the board, right?
while she's on her way up there, I just do want to say that for me, this is bittersweet. I have seen the leadership qualities that she possesses over my 5 years here. But at the same time, you hear me usually August, sometimes July, tout our junior high math scores compared to everybody else. Every time, Ms. Brown is the reason for that, along with our students. And so whoever steps in there is going to have giant shoes to fill. And so for me, it's very bittersweet because I know we are losing an excellent classroom teacher. Absolutely excellent. But she's stepping into a position where she can help every student and every teacher in that 7 through 12 building. And so her leadership and her wisdom will then be able to be disseminated in a greater capacity. So, Ms. Brown.
Thank you. That was nice. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Apple, Principal Miller, and members of the school board for giving me the opportunity for this position. After spending the last decade within these walls, I can truly say that I understand what makes Lanesville, Lanesville. I hope to work hard every day to keep that spirit, just like the band kids were talking about. My family bleeds purple and loves the community. We're privileged to have made this our home. I look forward to working with the elementary admin, as well as our awesome high school principal, to make the school the absolute best. So go Eagles. Thank you, guys.
Principal Miller, did you write that last part in? I thought maybe you might have put that in there. Okay. Welcome aboard.
Number 27, approve Elena Davidson as new elementary teacher. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve Elena Davidson as the new elementary teacher.
I'll second.
But I do have a question
Let's
before
go
we.
discussion, yeah. What's
Yeah.
the next question?
What grade?
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
Yeah, she comes to us with some experience, and she also has a middle school endorsement, so in math. And so this primarily will be the math and science position for all of our sixth graders.
Okay, good.
So she's going to take that.
Okay.
You guys switch, yeah, I get it. Gotcha.
Good.
Good for you. All right, good.
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the hiring of Rebecca Parr as new elementary special ed teacher. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion, we approve Rebecca Parr as a new elementary special ed teacher.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve, number 29, approve Heather Baker as the new junior senior high school study hall monitor. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion that we approve Heather Baker as the new junior senior high school study hall monitor.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 30, permission to hire a second response to intervention coordinator. Dr. Apple already spoke on this. Do you want to speak anything else?
No, sir.
That's what
Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to create a position for a second response RTI coordinator.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I'm hopeful that this creates an opportunity for some of the high ability kids, more of an opportunity here at Lanesville for those kids to get a little extra attention. I think that's one area that we could work to grow here at Lanesville. So I'm excited about that.
And I think working with Bethany Miller is going to be a big asset right there. I mean, they're going to learn a lot from her. She is one of our best teachers in this building. So I'm looking forward to her and that person. And I know we talked about that a little bit. Yes, good. That's all I got.
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the memorandum of understanding of strategic safety system. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Lind, I have that right here, and board members, you're right. Mr. Lind, you're the only one that needs to sign it.
Okay. Okay, we're on the last page. Number 32. Approve of changing Ethan Schickel from the junior high girls tennis coach to girls tennis volunteer coach, and Felicia Shepard from a girls tennis volunteer coach to the junior high girls tennis coach. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve high school boys super hoops team camp at Indiana Wesley University, June 27th through the 29th. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion. We approve the high school boys super hoop team camp for the 27th, 29th at Indiana Wesleyan. That's a good camp.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, done that. Well, we went to Greencastle when I was around. That's several thousand years ago. But
Was that when it was first settled?
that's what first said.
The town?
Everybody's a comedian. You know, there's okay. Never mind. I could go there. But I'm not gonna.
I'll second the motion. How's that?
Sorry.
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the 7th and 8th boys basketball team to attend camp at Hanover on June 18th through the 19th. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the 7th and 8th grade boys to attend camp at Hanover.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 35, approve the following fundraisers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. They're listed here. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the fundraisers listed as item 35 on the agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
There's no reason to have a dirty car this summer.
No, I'd say not.
Plenty of, yeah.
Plenty of opportunities there,
Yep,
right?
yep. A lot of car washes.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, number 36, additional public comments. The first is Susan White.
My name is Susan White. I have always lived in Lanesville. The four of you that know me know that there is no way I would be up here speaking, except my heart tells me I have to say it to you. I am a teacher. I taught for 38 years. I've been retired for 11 years. 37 of my teaching years were in Lanesville kindergarten. It was my home away from home. Lanesville Elementary was my school family. The tone of a school year is set by the principal. This year, the tone in the elementary was negativity, disrespectful attitude and comments, put downs, bullying tactics, and lots of stress. Some teachers, assistants, and staff have already left. Others are considering leaving at the end of the school year. Parents are also looking at other schools for their children. A change is needed in the elementary. Your decisions for the next school year will affect so many people. Please do what is best for our elementary. Lanesville Elementary should be a place people want to come to, not get away from. Thank you.
The next person to speak is Doug Burbank. Burbank.
At the last meeting, Susan White made a comment about hiring more teachers because of the classroom crowding, and maybe that would lighten the load on some disciplinary action and so on and so forth. With the school building now going to not have a referendum until 26, meaning that the building project is likely to be 28, 29 before a finished facility. As Dr. Apple has alluded to, we're getting more and more construction, more and more homes. You know, what's the population going to do? What's the squeeze going to be on the school? Why not look into leasing the St. Mary's School and lighten the load here, which would give more smaller classrooms, and we could hire more teachers and do a better job of facilitating that need that's prevalent, because I know the board was pushing pretty hard for a new building, and I'm for building, just don't know what building we're going to build yet, and so on and so forth. So I just want to take that as a suggestion. In regards to policy that you just passed, 7410, which is maintenance, the school board recognizes that the fixed assets of this corporation represents a significant investment of this community, and their maintenance of prime concern to the board. The board directs and conduct of continuous program inspection, maintenance, rehabilitation for the preservation of all school buildings and equipment. Wherever possible and feasible, maintenance shall be preventative. The superintendent shall develop for implementation a custodial and staff, maintenance program, which should include a regular summer program of facilities repairing and conditioning, the maintenance of critical spare parts inventory, an inventory replacement program, long-range program of building modernization, repair and replacement equipment facilities for energy conservation, and so on and so forth. My question is that plan already in place? Because I can't find, there's just very few, it hasn't been updated for a long time. And it seems like this building is getting more and more in disarray. And we got to take care of this before we think about building something new.
And Mr. Burbank, so you know, we have started that process of that. We've got a company that is starting to work, and will be through this summer doing complete feasibility study on this facility and doing program maintenance for us and with us, so we know what needs replaced, what the expected life span is on various things. So that is exactly what we are starting down that path.
Well, I hope so, because it, 7455 also at the bottom of the page, the superintendent shall develop administrative guidelines to ensure proper purchase, transfer, and disposal of capital assets. And then there's a listing of what should be listed of every piece of equipment in this building, the life expectancy, when we're going to replace it, what we're going to replace it with, and so on and so forth. And I know this is a big
part of
building
that.
to inventory.
Yeah.
This is a big building to inventory, but as a taxpayer, I'm very, very concerned about hearing that classrooms leak, you know, the HVAC system, the boiler system, everything in this building is getting quite old and disrepair. In fact, if you look at 8405, draw your attention to indoor air quality. And I understand there's some mold in some classrooms that needs to be taken care of, and so on and so forth. I mean, we're sending our kids here, and
A couple of
hopefully,
years ago, when Mr. Morris was here, they did, and selected rooms that were targeted from feedback from teachers. They did air quality testing, everything passed at that time. We're in the process of doing it again.
yeah.
You talked about the boilers. One got completely redone this past
And the other
year.
one's still
in the
not,
process
yeah,
of doing
and
now.
processing.
We put thousands of dollars in the chiller. So those are the things in
Well,
accordance with these that we are doing.
I guess my concern is we spend 1.5 million on solar panels. We're getting new bleachers, $400,000. You know, we're spending a couple $1 million. And I think the need needs to be on HVAC, air quality for our students, you know, nice facility, you know, it's a learning environment, you know, that we don't have these things that come about. So those are my comments.
Okay, next is Jennifer Quick Cook.
Good evening, members of the board. First, I want to thank you for your service and time and dedication to our schools. I know your roles are demanding and that you care deeply about our students and our community. I'm here tonight as a parent who's been in this community over 30 years, have one kid graduate, next one's a senior next year, super proud of her, who shares the commitment and wants to see our schools continue to thrive. I believe communication is key to building trust and creating a positive school environment. That's why I reached out to each and every member of you guys on the board. And I heard from one board member. And I wanted to start this by saying that unfortunately I've received only one response from a board member. And this is not meant as a criticism, but as a reflection of how important it is that communication starts at the top. When a parent and community members take the time to reach out, we hope for more than just an email reply or a request for more details. I really was hoping for a real conversation. Relying on email, especially when we're talking about sensitive or complex concerns, it's really not a best practice, and it doesn't help us build the trust that we need. The issues I've raised, whether about scheduling, record keeping, staff moves, how concerns are handled, are not about drama or rumors. They are real topics that affect morale, trust, and ultimately the success of our students and staff. When concerns are met, when I felt like I was met with some defensiveness or dismissal that it was hearsay, it discourages honest dialogue and makes it harder for people like me to speak up in the future. And it doesn't really demonstrate what our students need. I am not here to assign blame, but I ask for a renewed commitment to open, respectful, and transparent communication. I hope the board and the administration will consider offering opportunities for in-person meetings or conversation when concerns arise, rather than relying solely on an email. I know I've worked with lots of parents. Not everybody has access to email. You know how difficult it is just to find a number or an email to reach you guys? That's important to just not me, but parents that don't have that access. As leaders, you set the tone for how our school community communicates and works together. I just want to end with let's work together to ensure everyone, students, staff, and families feels heard, respected, and valued. Thanks again for your service, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Jennifer, I agree with you on just personal communication. I do. I'm not great on email and texting and all that stuff either. I'm a talk to you, you know. So whenever we have that opportunity, definitely, I'm for that. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I would appreciate that
Yeah.
because 90% of my concerns is communication.
No, I get it. I understand. Totally. Yep.
Thank you.
Next is Brian Cook.
He just accidentally signed up. He shouldn't say anything. Okay.
Okay, any other public comments, I guess not relating to school board? Yeah, additional public comments.
It actually attains to the agenda item. Oh. On, is there, just from my recognition, but I know Donna Butler retired, but then we pre-approved her as a substitute teacher.
She didn't retire. She just didn't want to be stay-home monitor
Okay,
anymore.
well, okay.
She
My
didn't want to
question
be
is, why-
full-time.
She what?
She didn't want to be full-time.
Okay, so we had to approve hiring her as a substitute teacher?
It's something that we're going to start doing as we were looking at our processes in the past. Anybody that subs for us really needs to be approved by the board, besides just the background check, so we have the record of it.
Okay,
Because
that
we're
was my
paying-
question, because I mean, there's 20 substitute teachers going through
There
here. None
is.
of them,
And
none
so-
of them's ever been approved as a substitute
I
teacher.
know, and so as we were looking at that, and Ms. Simler raised that question, she was 100% correct. These are people that we're paying. They need to be approved by the board, and it's something that
So are they going to be approved by the board
we're going to
before
do.
they work?
We're going to take the list and approve them all.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Once they pass the background check.
Yeah. No, that was just a
Yeah, no,
question I
that's-
had. It was
that's
odd
okay.
that we
It
were
was-
approving one
Yeah.
when there's 20 or 30
Well,
out there.
she asked that question, and it was son of a gun. It's something we should have been doing for decades, probably, and we just happened.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, additional public comments, Chip?
Would be nice tonight. I didn't hear anything being announced about baseball sectional. We're hosting the baseball sectional this year, 28th, 29th, 31st, and the 2nd. So that meeting with the solar panel people, you might want to, we might be in the championship game. Hope we are.
Yeah.
The second thing I've got, we hired high school basketball coach girls.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, school's about out, and then they got these.
Yeah, you know somebody?
I know some people. Why?
We've been through that.
Huh?
They've been interviewing people. It's just not. It's
Well,
very good right
It's
now.
getting late. We don't want to go backwards.
I get it.
We're up here at the top. We want to stay up there.
And Doug, just to reiterate, we're looking at St. Mary's, definitely. It's set up. We got to work. We haven't talked about anything about working on any kind of a lease agreement like that, but that is something definitely. It's right there. I mean, we're 100% with you on that. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
The biggest thing is probably an elevator. So we don't, I mean.
Well, we don't.
Renovations.
Yeah.
Renovations.
But that school has basically a ramp to get to the bottom and the back. So, we'd have to toy with that idea, but that's a space and it's got a full cafeteria. No, I'm not. I'm right there with you. Well, that's something we talked about some time ago. So no, that's a great space. And I think Susan's worked that space. She's been in that building. Susan,
Okay.
you've been in that elementary building. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll get with you in a second.
No other public comments. We'll have adjournment. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.